3, 2, 1. Hello, my friends, my little YouTube friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a very special treat for you because I brought on the one, the only little friend that is named Etienne Ortega.
Hi guys.
If you didn't know who Etienne Ortega is, not only is he my little friend, but he is one of the most talented, world-renowned celebrity artists. He does names such as Christina Aguilera, Lana Del Rey, Uchis, Demi Lovato, the Kardashians. Do you want to learn how to get his signature Ortega girl look? Stay tuned, little friends. Take a pen and paper out. Class is in session. So what does Etienne like to start with?
I have a different process for every look and every client. I'm not really the kind of person that has one technique, for eyebrows, for eyeshadow. I change it up every single time, depending on what we're doing, if we're doing a video, a photo shoot, or even just whatever the muse inspires, In this case, you have amazing eyebrows, so we don't have to do much. So I will start with the eyebrows. I usually like to just brush them up.
I feel like the people need to know this. The peoples of the YouTubes, my little friends. You are the first celebrity makeup artist to do my makeup.
I feel like I did your makeup a lot of times, but I feel like the first time was when you came over to my apartment. Like,
you're right.
I was rooming with Eduardo. Remember?
You're right. So,
and I did your hair and makeup.
yes, you did. You straightened my hair. It's never been straighter in my life. I have really curly hair.
And tucked, remember?
Yes.
And I still have all the photos.
We have to find those photos.
I have them.
Okay, so here are the photos of my first glam with Etienne. And I remember I was so obsessed with the way I looked. Because I feel like I do my makeup one way, but you have like a way of softening the face. Softening.
No, well, that's a compliment. Thank you.
You do. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm really good with like structuring my face and like with the cat eye with my eye. You do something different to my face. You guys are going to see how he transforms my face.
Into an Ortega girl.
That's the line, Ortega girl.
That's the look of the day. Because all my girls, if you notice, they all have something. They all look completely different, but they all have something in common. And I think that is just my style of makeup and what I do, how I apply the lip, the brow. Most people will be like, I knew that was you. I knew that was you.
Yeah. So I think when someone can look at a makeup look and say, I know that Eti did her makeup, or Hrush did her makeup, or, our peers, like when you have like that stamp.
Thank you.
That's when you know you've made it though.
Aww.
When your artistry speaks for yourself, that's like your marketing card. If someone can look at someone's face and be like, Etienne did the makeup, that speaks volumes about an artist.
Thank you.
It's like looking at a Picasso and saying, that's a Picasso, honey. That's a Dali, baby. It's the same thing. That's an Eti, baby.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I feel like when I didn't speak English and something would bother me, or I would like pick up on the vibes, I'd be like, and then throw out the
Taekwondo.
Yeah. Now we learn communication.
We listen.
And we don't judge. So we can totally do a we listen and we don't judge
Episode.
with makeup. One time when I had to fly out for a client, all my powders on one row broke.
That's the worst.
And instead of going and buying new ones, even though the colors got mixed up together, I just dumped them out on paper towels and I closed them off. And that's how I did the makeup.
Good. That's what a professional is, you guys. When you go through stuff, you gotta make it work. If all you have is a box of crayons, then you gotta make it work.
Okay, but we listen and we don't judge.
Sure.
Your turn.
I'm actually perfect. I'm just kidding. So the Blue Nectar lip oil is one of my favorite staples for my brand because this is an essential, it's almost like a skincare step to prep the lips, to hydrate, to moisturize and soften. And while I do the rest of your face, I like to let that sit.
I like that it's not scented.
None of my products are scented actually. I decided that because fragrance could be very
Overwhelming.
for me.
This feels really nice.
No, I wanted to, I brought you one.
I'll be taking this. I want another one, so
I want you to use the applicator doll. Oh, okay.
I want a lot. So, wait, did you use?
No, I actually don't. But you have a new one, so.
This is mine, too.
Yeah, of course. Everything
Everything, take it off. I love it when it's so oily like that.
feels so good and doesn't feel sticky. So we're gonna do a little primer. We're gonna use Hourglass.
I love this.
Yes, and it's very just, I don't get caught up with primers too much. I think concealer is always
The best.
the best.
I really like the Hourglass concealer, but I feel like watching some people on TikTok, the way they brush it, I'm like, are you
Really?
using it correctly? Yeah.
I feel like it's like, to
One of
me,
the
concealer is like a really strong, hard topic that I'm very critical. And I feel like Hourglass just
Is that
did it
all
right.
now? Yeah.
She did it right. And I've been using this concealer for years. Well, since I
Since it came out.
But right when I tested it, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is like heavier and maybe it has like more of a full coverage. But depends how you use it. If you use a lot of it, of course, anything's going to be. I'm not one to really get all crazy with like techniques either. It's like, I love what works. I think what makes your makeup special is your own touch. And that's the difference.
How long have you been doing makeup?
I have been doing makeup and hair.
Oh yeah, let's not leave that out. He's actually phenomenal at hair. And I feel like more people need to know that about you.
I know I don't really talk about it anymore. Hair is something that I will always love and enjoy. And I still do it. Like sometimes I do it on some of my clients. It's not rocket science, to do eyeshadow for me. I feel like my looks actually are very soft and there's not like all these crazy steps that I do. I just kind of like naturally contour the eyes to their natural shape and then I just enhance the crease. And right now I'm just enhancing the lash line with a shade that's a little darker than the two other shades.
I've heard a lot about these wipes.
Yes, these wipes are literally the best wipes on the market. And you could try them and I'll fight you if you say otherwise. No, I'm just kidding.
It wipes away all your sin. It's obviously whispered it.
Yeah, these have a holy...
Is it water-based
Holy
or
water?
oil-based?
No, it's
Holy water.
It's holy water.
In it?
No, yeah, these are water-based and they have a lot of great skincare ingredients, which I love about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure other brands do, but I've used a bunch throughout my career. And one of the things when I first started developing my brand was I really want to make wipes because it's an essential to our kids, obviously. And I was just like, I really want to make the best wipes. And so far, and I don't know if people are just telling me this, but everyone has told me that they are the best wipes they've ever used, and they're gentle and they really take off your makeup. And also once you're like done using them, they leave your skin pretty like fresh and hydrated, almost as if you got like a little facial or yeah.
They don't burn. They don't usually. I have really sensitive skin, and right now I'm actually sunburned, but it didn't irritate my skin at all.
Okay, so we're gonna use this Makeup Forever pencil. These are my favorite eye pencils of all time, and I'm gonna start to do my liner. For this look, by the way, guys, we are referencing this look I did for a performance in Europe. We're going to start tie lining the lash line, and I'm not going all the way inside because I like to leave the inner corner very open so the eye gets bigger. And then once we do our work out here, it's gonna get more foxy, more catty, just how we like it.
Yeah.
Last year was a very life-changing year for me in so many ways. I launched the brand 5 years later after working on it. Like I had been talking to all my close people about it for 5 years, to the point where it was like, are you even doing this? Like, are you lying? Or,
Yeah.
and I think once the opportunity came to launch it and release it, it just felt like I completed something so big, and at the same time got so much off my back, that it was just like a moment that I will never forget, like ever. Just like, because that's just who I am, you know. When I start something, I'm gonna finish it. If it's gonna take me 10 years, I'm gonna continue until I finish it. So what I'm gonna do here, guys, is don't like to extend this way. I'm gonna try to follow that the lash line under here up. So that'll kind of be my guideline. Things don't have to be so perfect while you're setting your foundation. Like, you don't have to get your liner right the first second you start. So here, I'm just putting enough product there. I'm just gonna get a little flat brush. These are samples that I'm working on. And I'm just gonna start mapping it out and winging it. Cause then once we have our desired shape, we go in and clean it with some makeup remover. I just like to make sure that it doesn't go down, because I don't like to make the eye look droopy. I like everything to look lifted. And then I'll go in a few more times, and that is the beauty and magic of these pencils, is that they blend like butter, and they also remove like butter.
Cool cut up. Doo-doo brown, not a butter.
So then what I'll do from here is have my client or model look straight ahead, and then I'll just connect the corner. Don't you think liner is the hardest part
Yeah,
about makeup?
it really is.
I'm gonna do under her lash line as well, but just in the corner.
Have you ever used that?
I haven't used this, so Hrush just putting me on to a new mascara. Let's see what the hype is all about. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm really gonna snatch the liner more. So one thing I like to do to not make it messy is go down first before I try to perfect it, to get anything that's down here
That's
first.
a good tip.
And then I will follow the lash line, and then I will shorten. You see that? Yeah, before you go in, you know, and like buck it all up.
A tipola from the Ortega. I'm telling you, I'm a good content creator. No.
You are. You're hired.
And this is my tipola. Lume.
Did you put some, Marnie?
No, I wish I did it from the beginning.
Oh, I'm like, you don't even need it. Don't touch your eyeball with that.
I didn't.
You did.
Oh.
And that's how you get eye infections. There you go.
I have to say, I really like and appreciate brands launched by pro artists, just because like I know they know what they're doing, because it's decades of thinking about it. And if a pro artist likes something, there's no way like the average consumer is not, because they've just seen what's missing on the market.
Totally. Which is a very hard subject, because there's so many things out in the market.
Give me that. I have to give flowers where flowers are due. Etienne influenced me to start using this product.
Really?
Yeah, what the
Look at
first...
me, I'm still loyal to it.
I know, but like, when was it? The first time you did my makeup?
10 years ago.
No, it was at Hubble. No, it was 10 years ago. And he did my makeup and he used this. And he had like a cool trick he did all the way in the end too, over the skin to make it look like more like skin. And I remember I was like, what was that? And yours, like back then, people would like hide their product or what they would use.
Cool.
They would switch containers. Like the industry has not always been kind. Like, you know,
For sure.
how it's in its era of TikTok, like where it's like sharing, this is what I use. Like before, people would try to like sabotage your ass on another level. But Etienne would always be like, yeah, I use this. You should like try to use it, or you should try the product. It really sat well on your skin. And I just want to give you your flowers. I wish I had flowers to give you.
Well, let's give Bobbi Brown her flowers,
Yeah.
because this is really one of my favorite products of all time, and it almost works on every single type of skin. Also, I'm going to be using Milk makeup. I don't like primers at all.
Yeah.
However,
You like
the Milk makeup is my favorite, and What I like to do is I like to like kind of contrast products because I just use a very hydrating one on you. And that's like a base, but also it was very hydrating and a little bit on the oily side. What the Milk makeup does layered over it is, you know, with the Bobbi Brown, you get that hydration, that sufficient hydration. But with the Milk makeup on the T-zone, you're gonna get that like longevity of your makeup. You know, when I did Lana on stage for 2 hours straight, if you look at the footage, she looked identical to how she came out. And I have to say, prepping the skin is a really big step in my routine. And it's not a lot of products, you know, but it's important. I'm just gonna go like tiling this little part so it's like nice and smooth into that transition. Just there, connecting all things. What is one of your biggest accomplishments?
I did a master class in South Africa. I was the first person in the entire world to do a makeup class in Africa, by the way.
That's like, oh, yeah.
I didn't know that when I was doing it at the time. And I don't know why, like, I was just so afraid that no one would be there. Like, because I was like,
no, it's true.
you know what I
mean? Yeah.
And when I walked into the audience, like, it was an entire movie theater filled, and like the way people were screaming, I think like that was like, I was trying to act like cool, but I really wanted to cry. Yeah.
See, those are the special moments that I feel like also in our industry, we're very quick to like not give even ourselves the flowers.
Yeah.
Because we're like, we don't want to lose our cool, but it's like, again, a lot of these things, they're actually, you know, not everyone could say that they've done our masterclass in Africa and with a full theater. You know what I mean? So you should be very proud of that.
Thank you. So like growing up, I was obsessed with obviously the Britney Spears, the Christina Aguilera of it all. But like J-Lo and Kevin Aquan to me, like were like everything.
Yes.
And just getting to do her makeup, like I think was a really big deal for me because when I was younger, I would watch her music videos and I was so obsessed with her look and like that one video she has, the video with Waiting for Tonight. I literally can reenact the entire thing by myself in my bedroom.
You still do?
I still do.
From time to time. So this is Armani Luminous Silk, basically an OG at this point, right?
It's one of the greatest foundations of all time.
Still my favorite, I think, to this day.
I could see why.
It's just, it works.
So I have a thing where like I'm obsessed with 3 people that were like before me. Who are your top 3?
Artists?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like just anyone that's inspired your art.
I mean, I think I always talk about this in like interviews or master classes that I do, but growing up, I used to want to work with Christina because she inspired so many things growing up, you know, just her artistry, like her music videos especially were like the main thing that really drew me to her. Her aesthetic and her music, her storytelling. As a young kid, you know, like in high school, it really, really did something to me and it really moved me. And fast forward to now, she's one of my main clients and one of my really dear friends. And sometimes it's just like, how did I even get here? You know, like, how did this all happen? But she's like my muse, and
Yeah, she is.
like, I feel like we shine together, you know?
I don't think people know what a vibe she actually is in person.
Oh my God.
She really is that girl. But like aside from being sweet, like her presence in person.
Oh, she's strong. She has a very strong presence. But she knows exactly who she is, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I love about her. And some people are into it, some people are not, but she remains just same cool chick she's always been.
I've done her makeup like a couple times when you weren't available.
I know, she loves it.
I think you're the one that referred me, no?
I think me and Priscilla probably.
Yeah.
I think Priscilla thought might have first. But yeah, Christina likes a beat. And who else to beat than I mean, girl, you paint.
You know, I never went to makeup school at all. Like nothing.
Yeah, you just see, you either have it or you don't. Were you inspired by your culture?
Yeah, of course. I feel like I started doing brides in my culture first, like Middle Eastern brides. And I think what I gave, I'm not the only one, but I think I was one of the first Middle Eastern artists to introduce that look to Hollywood.
It's kind of like what we see a lot of now.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun bringing your culture into what you do.
I mean, I think it naturally
Comes through.
you know what I mean? Like, I know it does for me. Like, you know, and also like a lot of, you know, editorials and things like that, they don't want a lot of makeup, and that's totally understandable.
You want a chapstick?
Yeah, and that's cool and all, but you know, I think like, I don't know, we just have our styles, you know what I mean? Like, well, it looks good, and I think that's what makes every artist so unique and special, is that you bring to the table what you bring to the table. I rarely ever use sponges, by the way, anymore. That weird.
No.
Do you still use sponges?
If I'm in a rush.
Yeah.
I feel like brushes, you always get a better result.
I think so. I don't know. And I like, it's something that I like,
It's less product.
I just started to do, and then I was like, wait, I'm not using sponges anymore. And I don't really bake anymore either.
I would see that sometimes I don't bake at all anymore.
I don't bake. Or like, I still contour, but it's different. It's different.
Evolve.
We're gonna do a little contour.
A contour. I like that.
Contour. I learned it from Nikita. So I also do like contouring way higher than
Yes, I noticed that.
Yeah, like I don't like to bring it down because I like to
You want to strip down?
to be lifted, you know, like
He placed it here, I felt, right?
yeah, I put it on the higher cheekbone, almost like where your
Blush.
highlight or blush go. But once you blend it, it comes down a little, you see? And then it kind of just falls. You see that? It kind of just falls like better. And then like makes your face higher. We're gonna be using the Agave Glow Color Sticks, which are lip and cheek. They're amazing. They come in 8 shades, and I always like to use this color called Petals as blush. It's like the perfect peach.
Yeah, it is.
It's so pretty. So I like layering stuff, you know, so I like to go straight into it, and I'm also applying it on the higher side.
That's such a pretty color.
Let me see. And these are super easy to blend out. And obviously I'll go in with powder later, but this adds like a nice little base. Do you see how the contour is not high at all? Do you see it? Or
Yeah.
on this side in part?
I feel like a little doll. Like an Armenian doll.
You already look like a doll naturally.
I love the
crazy.
curl.
So sometimes, here's a good trick, guys. Your brows tend to get really powdery with the process. Well, like foundation, I just get a wipe and swipe up without pressing, and then you suddenly have your brows back. We're gonna use the James Charles blushes.
Painted.
Painted.
I like the brand identity. It's cool.
Me too. Do these 2 little, maybe 3. Do you ever just mix everywhere?
All the time.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when I work out of my kit, when people ask me what I use, I get really, really confused. Like even with shadows and like the lip palettes that we depot, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have to have somebody standing there and writing down.
What you use? Well, that's smart.
Out of my pro kit though.
Now this is
Jesus.
Now this,
Yeah,
I cannot ever let go
bro.
of these.
I still have that book that they sent out in
Remember?
And but
Actually-
if you got that in PR, like you were it.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
I wonder if I still have mine. I didn't, Claudia, call me girl.
They need to bring it back
I love that book. It's all you needed.
for
Everything. So I'll do a little contouring.
contour.
Says Nikita.
You didn't tell us your third thing. And you didn't say who inspires you, honey.
Who inspires me? My family inspires me. Always.
That's beautiful.
Just to keep going, and just it reminds me of why I do what I do and why I started. A lot of my career was based off survival. You know, I feel like I wanted to work so hard to survive and help provide for them, you know, because I'm the oldest of 4. So I would say them. You know, they're my inspiration and will always be. And then third, you, always. No, but in all reality, I have the best group of friends that just so happen to be talented hair and makeup artists, including yourself. So it's impossible to not get inspired by what my friends are doing.
Isn't it crazy how like even just me and you, where we started off and where we are now? Isn't it a little crazy?
Crazy. Like we're adults.
I know.
We're really adults.
Have to be responsible.
We're going to use one of my favorite, if not my favorite products of my line, which are my soft contour lip liners. And this is in the color Chola. The name was inspired by actually a situation, not just my culture, but just how back then it kind of was an insulting term. I think it was. I think
What?
not in my community. I mean, like in other communities, they'd say Chola kind of as like as a diss. Like when I, developed this specific color, which is a deep brown, and it's my favorite shade, I was like, I'm just gonna name it Chola because it's iconic. And my mom used to wear these lip liners, and my friends at school, and
Listen, I remember when I was younger and I would see that look, I would do anything to look like that. Like that was so cool. Like the crispy baby oil hair with goose.
Did you do that? I know you.
No, I was too young, but like, I had cousins that did it and my older cousins that did it. Like they were inspired by the culture, obviously.
And a lot of people tell me that from other cultures.
Yeah.
They grew up around Mexicans or
carried that look too.
we're similar in that sense
Very
too.
much
That
so.
like, yeah.
And then I have glamour shots of all my cousins. Like you doing like that? Like I would like collect them on my folder, but my mom would kill me if I like. First of all, I had a unibrow during that time period, so she wouldn't even let me do that.
Lucky. I'm a shadow unibrow.
No, thanks, mom.
But yeah, so this is where Chola was born. I like to do this technique that I came up with called the Sacred Heart technique.
Sacred Heart mean babied with the cholas.
Period. But basically, it's just going into the center of your lip and drawing a line down the center, because I feel like symmetrical lips, are a thing, and I like to create the guideline for that. I'm gonna start by drawing a heart-like shape. So we're gonna draw a heart. You see that? And then we're gonna underline the bottom. And then that's kind of how I start my guide. So then from here, I like to open your lip a little. So I like to start from the corner and then bring it in and connect it to the bottom like these. And I like to start filling in the corners. If you know my work and my lip techniques, they're always contrasted and there's always like a ombre two-tone effect to my work. Same with the bottom.
You're like, this looks nice.
They're so smooth and they have so much pigment, and you get enough playtime before they set. And then once they're set, you guys, it's like it'll stay there for days. And it does have a little sharpener in the back, so you could always get your really sharp edge. But this is the exact combination that I did on Coachella as well, because a lot of people ask me the look combo. And then I used the Agave Glow color sticks in Nubes. Nubes means clouds. It's not noobs.
Did you like how I just directly looked at you though?
You're like, so funny story about this shade. This was my most scary shade for me to come out with, and I almost didn't put it in the collection because I was so scared of the color.
Why?
I don't know. I was just like, what a strange color. But my inspiration for this was like when Kevin Aucoin used to use concealer
on the lip,
the center.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna make a lip so cool tone and light to give that like 90s essence, and it ended up being my best-selling lip.
It's always like what you're scared of.
So these are incredibly creamy. It's like butter, literally.
Nubis.
Nubit. And I like to focus the shade in the center, and I don't spread it everywhere. Like I'm not the type that puts liner on then covers the whole thing. If you want the two-tone effect, you kind of have to keep things in place. So I'm keeping my lighter shade in the center and allowing the darker edges to live as they are.
That's so pretty.
You look like a brought soap.
I'm an Etienne girl. No,
It's hanging here.
I'm an Ortega girl.
So following, we're gonna use the Ethereal Glow Bomb.
This is what she was talking about.
And this is in the shade Golden Hour.
How rude is he for not sending me his stuff?
I thought I did. And if I look through my messages and I see a text that says, "What's your address?"
That doesn't mean it
I'm going
can't.
to kick you.
I'm going to kick you.
So this is an Ethereal Glow Bomb. I use this on the cheeks, the lips, the eyes, the body. And I liked, for that look that we did that you see in that picture, I put a little bit of it in the center. So I had that nice frost look.
Oh, damn.
Do you see? And then what we did on the cheeks was these.
That little thing is really glazing, like a Krispy Kreme.
Lip. Like better.
I think you should have called your brand Butter.
Butter Ortega? That's a bit.
This. You need to call it Color Butter.
Color butter.
Or like...
I love how glassy your skin looks. Like you look wet. And we're only doing it the high points of the cheek. And this product goes on best with your fingers. I'm gonna do a little highlight. This one's by ANASTASIA. Just gonna do the bridge. Now let me show you a little bit.
So what was your third?
Well, my third wasn't, I wouldn't say it's like an accomplishment necessarily in my career, but I think going through cancer and coming out on the other side is like,
a hug.
it's like a win.
I love you.
Love you.
That's... I didn't want to like bring it up because some people just don't want to like talk about it, especially on camera.
I think it's good for me to talk about it. I think it's good for people that are guys, you know, to be aware.
Yeah.
Just to check yourself and everyone, men and women, because you just never really know, you know, like I don't come from a background of cancerous family. So this was like a shock, you know? So.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, Etienne Ortega is a cancer survivor. And I don't know like why I didn't know. And I remember I saw you receiving an award, which I think that's like a very big deal too. I was like,
gonna give me
yeah, and I actually cried when I saw that. I know.
Thank you.
I think
That was very special actually.
Yeah.
For my muse to give me an award.
Yeah.
At my like lowest
Point.
you know, that was really a beautiful one.
Give me a little peach. That's right there.
Where?
Right there. You're making me emotional.
So many good moments, you know, like
Your third one is like the one that you should be proud of the most.
I am. I'm just so, I don't even want to say lucky, you know, I'm just like grateful and blessed that I'm here, you know, that I could be here. Let me just spray you with the one size. I love the minis though. I don't know what it is about the tiny ones. Patrick, can you send me? Thank you.
Me too, please, because I actually purchased my last three.
Yeah. Period. Support.
We'll be right back. Here's the final look. Etienne Ortega turned me into an Ortega girl. Thank you guys so much for watching. All the links to Etienne's products are linked down below. Go ahead, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and show us some love down below.